I joined in 2005 when my dad had a brain hemorrhage. I was in college that time, in 14th standard basically, and I had to step in because we had invested in machines like Indigo, and we needed someone to run the business. We have a lot of repeat customers as well. Like I know someone who's like grandfather used to come now, father used to come now, even children they are coming to Reliables.
You were saying that Indigo had doubts whether these people can really justify the machine.
Yeah.
Wow, and you proved them wrong.
Yes.
I'm so happy about it, and it's a matter of great pride for your organization as well.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Now every birthday party
Customized.
you will see people spending 25,000 to 1 lakh rupee depending on the scale just on printing.
Wow,
Yeah.
Is it?
The exhibition where I went to, there is a machine which costs 15 crores, and the only thing which that machine does is printing on t-shirts.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow. And do you think
And
that machine
there are
will
people who have bought that machine immediately.
Hi Jigar, welcome to Ink Stories.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's a pleasure. Jigar, I just wanted to give you a brief in terms of my early memories about you. I think somewhere early 2012-13 is when I met you at your unit in Fort. And I remember this bespectacled guy, very a shy smile, and is a man of limited words. You're not like very verbose and speaks a lot, only to the point. बात करता ज़्यादा ये नहीं.
Yeah.
And you gave a very positive impression to me, because usually printers are a little aggressive. तो आप वो हिसाब से generally quite soft and shy है. And when I came up with this thought of Ink Stories, you were on my mind, and Prakash mentioned about you, Prakash Kansar.
Okay.
So I wanted to invite you, and thanks for doing this for us. Really appreciate. So we are here to talk about your story, reliable story, your journey. You're amongst the top printers in your segment. Let's start about your journey. Are you all ready?
Yeah.
Great. So in terms of, if you could give us an introduction about Reliable and how did you start? What's your background? What's your company basically into?
So Reliable was started by my dad in 1985. We were like photocopying business, and then we invested in digital printers, and that's how we grew. Like that point of time, one A4 printout was costing 600 rupees, and today we are at 6 rupees and 4 rupees. So that's been our story.
1985.
1985.
Dad started this.
Dad started the business. I joined in 2005 when my dad had a brain hemorrhage. I was in college that time, in 14th standard basically, and I had to step in because we had invested in machines like Indigo, and we needed someone to run the business. So started with finance, and then after completing my MBA, I joined full time.
Lovely. So you are like amongst the very few guys in India who are like into the photocopying jobber and now a commercial printer who have invested in an Indigo. Very few guys that I know of. So what's the thought behind it, and why did you invest, and what has been the experience?
So we are in like solution providers basically. So there was a need of good quality printing, and my dad always believed in giving the best to the customers.
Okay.
So when he had gone to Drupa, he had liked the Indigo so much that he asked that can we buy the machine, and at that point of time they were not sure of giving it to a jobber. And then after 1 or 2 years we eventually bought Indigo, and we saw a transformation in our company as well. From jobber we are now commercial printing, and we are people are talking about Reliable with the likes of Comart, Repro and Mazda.
Yeah, I'm sure.
The much larger companies.
Lovely. I mean, you were saying that Indigo had doubts whether these people can really justify the machine.
Yeah.
Wow, and you proved them wrong.
Yes.
I'm so happy about it, and it's a matter of great pride for your organization as well.
Yeah.
That's lovely. So, I mean, but any fear in terms of itna bada investment? Indigo is probably one of the most expensive digital presses in the world. So कभी कोई डर था कि अरे हम लोग तो जॉबर है, हम लोग ये कर पाएंगे नहीं कर पाएंगे? That fear was there any time?
No, actually, because our customers always wanted good quality. People come to Reliable for good quality, good service. So we knew that when we give better quality, people will come to us again and again. And we didn't want to lose on that opportunity. That's why we invested in Indigo, which gives you, even today, like even after 10, 14 years, it's still the best printer in the world. So gives you fantastic quality, and you can actually keep two prints, and people who have knowledge, they'll understand which
The
is the
difference.
what is the difference.
But then a layman who's not very close to the printing industry at all, how will he understand? Does he also understand?
Yeah,
The
they
difference?
also understand, because the difference is huge. You
Okay.
can actually understand when you print on a textured media, you print on a normal machine, you print on Indigo, and there is a difference, which people love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what other segments are you into? Like, one, you have the Indigo, so you're more like into commercial printing. What
Yeah.
other different segments are you into?
So we are into commercial printing. Basically, we have the Indigo. We also have other digital printers, Konica Minolta, Xerox. We also have invested in large format machines like latex, Mimaki UV, roll
Okay.
to roll. We also have invested in DTG. We also have flatbed UV printers. We are also into sublimation printing, where we do around 5,000 to 10,000 meters a day. So we are diversified because uh, customer demanded, and we have invested in the machineries. That's the whole
So, you
thing.
probably have the entire gamut of digital printers that is probably available in today's market.
Yes.
कोई भी ऐसा है जो
Yeah.
नहीं है या सब
I think we have everything.
Everything.
In terms of digital printing, we have everything.
That's lovely. So, do you find competition in terms of, we were talking earlier, there are a few thousand printers only in Bombay,
Yeah.
and then you are sitting with this expensive machine like an Indigo. And how do you differentiate yourself, and why would a customer come to you?
So three very important things is, one is quality. People come to Reliable for good quality. Second thing, people come to Reliable for speed. They want it immediately.
Okay.
They wanted it yesterday, but they came today and they are now desperate.
Okay.
So then they come to Reliable, and they come to Reliable to solve a problem basically. People who are facing difficulties in printing,
Okay.
even other printers, they suggest our name, that you go to Reliable, your work will be done.
Okay.
So these are the three things, why. That's what I think, why people come to Reliable.
Okay. But you making it sound very simple in terms of कि नहीं, you are like, because of the quality, the service, and the turnaround times that people are coming to you. In terms of, is there any other factor that really helps you because of the location that you're sitting in, or a legacy, or anything else that really helps your
Definitely,
business?
because of our name, because we are at same place since 1985, so we have a lot of walk-ins as well. We are in commercial district,
The heart of Mumbai.
Heart of Mumbai. So that also helps a lot.
Hmm.
And we have a lot of repeat customers as well. Like, I know someone who's like, grandfather used to come, now father used to come, now even children, they are coming to Reliable. So the legacy.
जैसे सोना
is
खरीदने लोग
continued.
जाते हैं to the same jeweler,
Yeah,
generation
yeah,
after
yeah,
generation,
yeah,
they're
yeah.
coming
Yes,
for prints.
yes, yes.
Oh,
And a lot of word of mouth publicity we get
okay.
because of a good service.
Okay.
So a lot of people, when people ask on groups that, I need to print something, where should I go? And like 9 out of 10 times people say Reliable, oh, go to Reliable, your work will be done.
I agree to that. In
Yeah.
fact, many a times I have also heard, and I think subconsciously, you've been a friend, but subconsciously इतने सारे अलग printers भी दोस्त हैं, but Reliable का नाम आ जाता है
Yeah.
कि probably easy access by train, you can just come out and meet. I think there's a lot of other factors also which helps Reliable in becoming reliable.
Yeah, and we never say no. Basically, we are solution providers. We never say no to a customer. So whatever they need, we provide. Even if it's going an extra mile, we will never say no.
Yeah. So I mean, printers, they say that it's a very tough life. You're working long hours, and how do you see your work? Like, are you also putting in that kind of 14-15 hours a day, or you're more relaxed?
So my dad used to work for more than 14 hours a day. He used to open his office at 8 o'clock. By 8, 9 used to come back for dinner. Then again go back to office, work till 12, finish
Till
all
12?
the jobs. Yeah, finish all the jobs, and then come home. When I started, I also worked very hard because I didn't have the printing background. I was a finance student, wanted to be like an equity research guy, but landed in printing business,
Acha.
and very happy. So I had to actually learn from the grassroots level. My dad used to always tell me that first thing you should go to office and first clean the office. That's very important. Once you know how to clean your office, you will know other stuff as well. Right from binding, printing department, all the departments I've worked.
Okay.
And that's where I've gained knowledge. And obviously my team was already there, and they also helped me a lot in understanding a lot of things.
So in terms of, so you are spending the same amount of time that your dad
I
spent?
used to
And-
when I started, but today, like, we used to start our office at 8 o'clock, then it became 8:30, 9. Today we open at 9:30, and maybe tomorrow we'll start opening at 10 o'clock.
But then
Because-
that has not affected the business?
No, that has not affected the business, and we have seen that people like 15, 20 years back, people used to come at 8 o'clock also to office. Now today people are not coming.
Bombay especially, the work
Bombay
timings are...
especially work timings have changed.
Yeah.
People have started working after 10, so we get calls also now after 10 o'clock.
Right.
Previously 8 o'clock we used to start getting calls
Right.
that I have this requirement, I have this requirement. So we have to move it.
Yeah, according to the times, yeah. And I think you were also mentioning that you have a professional CEO. So tell us more about that. Not many people in your segment do have that. So
Yeah, so we have COO who handles the operations.
okay.
Even I don't have a say because he's much more educated in terms of printing and much more knowledgeable than me. So it's professionally managed. Basically,
Lovely.
I don't have to go and see day-to-day activities a lot.
Nice.
Only where they need some help in terms of purchase. That's where I step in. Otherwise, they can do whatever they want to do.
So I mean, it's something which is said many times. We hear in other podcasts, we hear in probably journals, books, where people say that you have to have team members, you have to have a CEO and stuff like that, which you
because
have.
Only if you have team members, then you can grow. Actually, so in 2014, I started fabric printing business.
Mhm.
So the only reason I could do it because of my team, because they could handle my business.
Existing business.
Existing business. They could service the client, and I could spend more time in expanding the business by starting a new vertical altogether. Today,
Lovely.
my new vertical is growing much more than the existing vertical.
Oh,
So
lovely.
with times, you need to change your business strategy as well, and you can do it only if you have time.
Time,
And
yeah.
if you are,
And you will have time only if you have people
Yeah.
who are there to take care of your
Yeah,
existing
yeah,
business.
yeah.
True. Well said. I think that's a point which most people who are listening to this should consider of, because if you're not going to have people, you're going to be stuck in the day-to-day business, and you'll not find time
Yes.
to think about newer avenues and grow your business.
Yes.
Because competition is just behind you,
Yeah,
and it
yeah,
can
yeah.
walk in and take away your business.
yeah, and today competition and change, it can be affected so fast that within 1 or 2 years you are out of business.
Yeah.
Previously, it used to take 10 years, to understand, okay, now there's a threat. But today, within 2 years, technology change will come in, new machineries will come in, and you are totally out of business.
Right. So how do you keep yourself updated in terms of itna sab naya ho raha hai? Where do you learn? Where do you get all the learning from?
So, a lot of things I do. So, a lot of networking I do. That's the major time I spend. A lot of exhibitions I attend.
Okay.
So, like last 2 months back, I went to ITMA.
Okay.
ITMA is one of the largest textile exhibition in the world, textile and garment.
Okay.
So there, we saw new machineries for printing on T-shirts and various other applications for printing on fabrics. So exhibitions is one. Also, like I'm part of printing association. So there you do a lot of networking. You meet more printers, so you understand their pain points. You also understand that which segment is doing well.
Yeah.
So by doing all this, you actually learn, that what next,
What is happening?
what is happening, and what next, where you need to spend your time. That
Lovely. So in your, you've been in business, I think, since 2005, you mentioned.
Yeah.
So almost like 18, 19 years
Yeah.
now. So any memory that you have that which is not been so great in terms of you could have done it better, and something which is a positive memory of all the work that has happened in these many years?
So the only regret I have is not having an ERP system in my business so far.
Okay.
We are working on that right now. But if we would have had that system place like 10 years, 15 years back, and invested that time and energy at that point of time, and the money, of course, because it's very expensive to have a ERP system in such a business where every requirement is different.
True.
So those things really help business grow. That we've realized little late, and that's the only regret we have. But we have to think positive and do it now.
Well said. I mean, I think
Very
actually
important.
having that data, you were
Data,
mentioning about
very
data
important.
some time earlier.
Yeah.
I think that's something very critical for any business.
Yes.
And when you want to get to scale, data is all the more important.
Data and managing the business, like the flow of the business. If that can happen on its own, then you can actually save a lot of time, energy to do something new. So that's very important
Lovely.
for us today.
Lovely. And what do you think about the future of the print industry, especially your segment of commercial printers and jobbers? And
I think future is bright
okay.
because I see a lot of opportunities coming in today. Everyone requires printing. The printing material is changing. For example, people are not printing annual reports or books, but there are a lot of other things which are now printed.
Correct.
Now every birthday party,
Customized.
you will see people spending 25,000 to 1 lakh rupee depending on the scale just on printing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because everyone wants personalized gifting solutions. Everyone requires a theme where people want to wear different kind of t-shirts or collaterals are printed. Something or the other is required, And majority of my clients are from the event industry, people who want personalized printing stuff. Quick service.
Solutions, yeah. So, I mean, there are like people who say that the future of print industry is bleak, future nahi hai, commercial to ja raha hai. What are your thoughts like around?
They need to understand, people who are not very positive about the printing industry, they need to understand that a lot of change is happening. That's why you're feeling that, that my business is not doing well, because things are changing and you need to change with time. If you don't change, you will obviously feel that, printing is not. If today if I didn't start textile printing, I would have thought that, oh, my business is not growing.
True, actually. I mean, your that decision to get into fabric printing or textile printing has probably made that a larger segment that, as you said, than your existing business.
Yes.
So you should be willing to look at options outside your existing business.
You need to get out of that comfort zone, and see outside your office what is happening. And that I learned from my father, because my father never used to get out of that counter. He used to always be on the counter and try to solve business problems of other businesses. But I realized that you need to get out and understand what is happening in the world, where you need to invest further.
Right.
If today you are sitting in office, you are not going to know anything.
Right.
When you go out, step out and meet people, you will really understand that, what is next. You get to learn, you get to understand from others' failures also.
But then some people say, हम बाहर जाएंगे तो हमारा तो प्रिंटिंग बिजनेस है, हमारे स्टाफ चोरी कर लेंगे, वो लोग जॉब गलत प्रिंट छाप देंगे, ये कर देंगे, वो कर देंगे, the regular.
That's where your team and systems come in place, right?
Right.
If you have a brilliant
again
team.
People.
Yeah, again people. If you have a brilliant team like we have, there is no problem.
So any advice you have for the printers from your segment in terms of how could they do things better in terms of, like you just said, any specific examples that you would recommend to them?
So there are a lot of niche which are available in the printing industry today. Like flexible packaging is there now today. Boxes, there is huge demand for boxes. Then flexible electronics is there. Screen printing has come up in a big way. Various applications are still happening on screen. So there are a lot of other segments which you can look at. You don't need to copy what a successful printer is doing.
Make your own niche.
Make your own niche, because there are so many opportunities today that if you think, you can really, get into these niche segments and really do well for yourself.
Yeah. You don't have to copy someone else who's doing that. See that he's doing probably a
Yeah.
50-100 crore business. मैं भी वो करता हूँ. And probably he has gone through the grind for so many years,
Yeah.
and that is what makes him what he is.
Yes.
So you'll have to find your own niche.
Yes.
I think there are a lot of t-shirt guys you were mentioning. Probably
Yeah.
you would want to share that example with us of how that guy could transform it into scale.
Yeah, so there are a lot of companies outside India as well who have done so well that, for example, they started with one machine printing t-shirts. Today they have 40 machines
40 machines.
and they are doing business worth few hundred crores in US, in UK, in Mexico, in Brazil. There are so many examples. Like recently, the exhibition where I went to, there's a machine which costs 15 crores and the only thing which that machine does is printing on t-shirts.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow. And do you think that
And
machine
there are
will...
people who've bought that machine immediately.
India में किसने
They
लिया है?
booked- Not in India.
But India might be also a huge market. We have such a huge population. उसमें से जैसे आपने बताया एक टी-शर्ट भी एक जन ने पूरे साल के लिए ले लिया तो it's a huge market.
It's a huge market, and I think there's a huge opportunity. Just that in India, people are little cost conscious. There outside India, in US, they don't mind spending that $15 to $18 per t-shirt. Today in India, people want t-shirt at 400, 500.
400, 500, yeah.
Which is little difficult to cater because there are other expenses as well. Marketing
Correct.
expenses is at least 20-25% of your cost.
Correct.
So that is also you need to, but future will come. Future will come where people will start spending a little more for the t-shirt, and that's where
I
you
think
need to
that,
be.
that transformation happens. It's a
Yeah,
part of the
it's part.
cycle. It's part the way industry grows.
Yes.
So I mean, towards as we move ahead, I wanted to ask you, what makes Reliable so successful? Like you've been in this segment of jobber, though you are a commercial printer today and being considered amongst the likes of Repro and Silver Point and all those, but still the way you started off at least as a jobber. So compared to all those jobbers, why is Reliable more successful? What have you done differently?
So we've invested on machineries according to the requirements of the clients. We always want to cater everything that clients need for printing. We want to cater it in-house.
Okay.
So we've invested in machineries which we never had any work, but we still invested because one of the clients required it. And that's why we feel that we are successful, because we don't let the client go anywhere else. He has to come to Reliable. He will get all his work done at Reliable. He doesn't have to step out, doesn't have to look at for other printers. Or that's why I feel that we are really successful, because once the customer comes in, all his needs are satisfied. What else does he need?
So becoming that that partner to the customer, that once he walks into a Reliable, he's assured that he's going to get the service that he's looking for.
Yes.
He doesn't have to go anywhere else.
Doesn't have to go anywhere else, because if they have an event or something, they request 20 collaterals. If all the 20 collaterals I can take care of, he doesn't have to go anywhere else. And that's why we are successful, and that's why he will come back to me, because all the headache I have taken.
That's right. Yeah, actually, very true. I mean, in terms of understanding the pain points of the customer is the biggest advantage for any business.
Yes.
To scale up. Yeah, lovely. And any funny incident or any memorable incident about your journey in this business? I remember one that you just mentioned about people traveling from Thana all the way to Fort to print. But anything else that you?
So, I have always been fascinated by the feedback that my customers give, for us. That some customers really say that, why are you charging so less? You all should charge much more, because the kind of service you all are providing, it is really not available anywhere else.
Wow. Awesome.
And people travel from, I have customers from Baroda, from Ahmedabad. They say that there is no other printer in Baroda or Ahmedabad who can actually cater to our requirement. And that's why we have to come to Mumbai. Now imagine in today's day and age, if a customer from Baroda has to come to Mumbai.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Baroda se?
Yeah. Just imagine if they are saying that, no, we are very comfortable working with you all only. I told them that, ma'am, you don't need to come to Mumbai for these kind of services. It's available in Baroda, I'm sure. No, but we are very comfortable with you. We would like to do business with you all only.
Oh, lovely. I mean, that speaks volumes
about
the legacy that your dad created in terms of Reliable as a brand that you've been able to. Lovely. That's so nice. Great. And towards the end, we generally have two questions, which is more for us to understand about how the business is,
Okay.
how we are doing this particular episode. One is, I known you. We had other guests mention about you. So like that, you have any names in your mind who could be our potential guests in the future?
Well, one of my friends, he's into interesting business of t-shirt printing. So he started his journey when he was 17, and he's doing really well today. So his
He
company.
started at 17.
Yeah.
Wow.
His
What's his
com-
name?
His name is Adarsh Singhania,
Oh, nice.
and you can invite him.
What is he into? What kind of
They are into printing business. They are into printing of t-shirts.
printing
Yeah.
T-shirts? Wow. Again,
So
nice.
they are majorly into drop shipment business,
Okay.
printing
Online.
for other companies. Yeah, online
Lovely,
companies.
lovely. And the last question that we want to ask you is, we've done this podcast with you, and how has been your experience, and any feedback for us of how we could do it better?
I think you all are doing a fantastic job, and maybe we can, how you can reach to smaller printers across India,
Yeah,
and if they can see the videos and
Yeah.
get inspired by that,
right.
that'll be like a biggest achievement for you all.
Yeah, that's
You know,
that's the whole idea.
Because a lot of information is available in metros and
True.
larger cities, but
True.
the smaller cities wherein the printers doing Xerox offset, for example, smaller printers doing 500,000 rupees job every day, and if they can see this and get inspired,
Correct.
nothing like it.
Correct. And that's what the whole idea is. I mean, some printer in Mumbai who started off as a photocopier
Yeah.
and could probably go and buy an Indigo and then
Yeah.
scale his business to the scale that you are in today.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's an inspiration for so many,
Yes.
I don't know if millions, but tens of thousands of such printers across the country.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty.
Because a lot of small printers are still existing in smaller cities.
yeah, yeah.
wherein
lot
lot
them.
of technology is still not available for them.
Yeah, and not being able to understand कि इसको scale कैसे करें, how do you take it to the next level, and is it really worth? So when they listen to stories like yours, कि हाँ यार इन्होंने किया है, मतलब हम भी शायद कर सकते
Yeah,
हैं.
there's an opportunity.
Correct.
They should just sense an opportunity
Correct.
and work towards it.
Correct,
basically.
and probably India has so much of bright spot. We probably are in a bright spot, and the next 10-20 years is supposed to be for India.
Yes.
And probably that's the time that each one of us should try our maximum best to harness this opportunity
Yeah.
and grow. Great, Jigar. Thanks. Thanks. Appreciate. Thanks for your time. Really.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks.